Welcome once again to the newest edition of Seahawks 3 in, 3 out, the most unique Seahawks recap show in the multiverse. I'm your host, I think, Clinton Bonner. I am joined by the one, the only, the great Brandon Schultz. Brandon, I just struggled to get this show live as much as our Seahawks struggle to matriculate down the field, down by 2 points to only kick a 61-yarder. Only to see it sail wide right. Hopefully, Brandon, the rest of the show goes right through the uprights. How you doing, buddy?
It was like you're backed up inside the 20-yard line, and all you had to do was try and get out of your own end zone. And there you went. You bounced it off AJ Barner's helmet, and look where we are now.
Oh yeah, it was so. Anyway, we had some technical issues at the last second there. It erased all the video clips, and I'm like, oh my gosh, imagine, I can't handle this pressure. Imagine what Sam's going through. So here we are. All right, look, 21-19, game stunk. We all know. Yes, actually, parts of the game were fantastic. It can't just label it as stinky, stanky, stunk. Our quarterback was bad. That is the truth. We're going to get into all of it, but Brandon, what I did do, as I'll bring it up on stage, I kind of wanted to peel the layer of the onion back a little bit at least and say, look, I think there's more to this story than just the Sam story. By the way, we are going to talk about some Sam decisions also, but there's a lot more to this game than just Sam being bad, throwing 4 interceptions, making some reads you really wanted to just not make. That's obviously what people have been talking about now for going on about 24 hours. But in true 3 in, 3 out fashion, we're going to look at some of those nooks and those crannies. And yes, it is not oops, all crunchberry ins. We certainly have some outs to get to. Are you mentally prepared to look at some of those outs? Because it's been a couple of weeks.
Oh gosh. Well, I think the thing is I may be prepared to look at the outs just because, especially if they're not Sam outs, just because, like you said, the majority of the focus goes to Sam, as it well should, but the big point of this show has always been to look outside of kind of that general consensus. And so there's probably some things that are flying under the radar, good things and maybe some bad things too. And we've got Shane Turner Acoustic coming in with a $2.99 super chat saying, good morning, dudes. He's in Australia, and we appreciate you coming in and joining us live.
Yeah, awesome. And he also says, sounds like the Seahawks-Rams game might be in Melbourne next year. Who's coming? That would be the most epic. We're about to go to Nashville.
Then we could teach Clinton how to pronounce Melbourne.
Melbourne? You say Melbourne?
Melbourne.
I don't think so. Let's fact check Melbourne. Let's fact check that right quick with our Australian.
It's not like Jason Melbourne.
Melbourne, Bourne, Melbourne. Let's fact check that one live. That's not Melbourne.
I think we do have an excuse. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Melbourne. There we go.
No, God, no way, Shane. All right, we're off to a great start, just like our Seahawks were. All right, folks, if you are out there, look, we're gonna make you laugh at least, right? So YouTube.com/Seahawkers podcast. Hopefully, quite a bit more. Hopefully, we get you thinking and loving your team and raising the Hawker, of course, our Seattle Seahawks. It really helps a ton if you could just hit that like, hit that subscribe button. A huge percentage of folks that check us out live do not subscribe to our channel. I get it if you're a Rams fan or the Ram fan, that I understand. I don't even want you to subscribe. But if you're a Seahawks fan, we really appreciate it, and it helps a ton. And y'all have been great about hyping the videos too. It really does help goose it a little bit. So we got Shane weighing back in. So maybe Melbourne, if you're saying it like that, right? All right. So Brandon, as you know, we like to put our polls out on YouTube, and we'll start off with a little Sam stuff. We'll get into some news, and we'll get right into the video review. After the game last night, we put this one up, said, all right, Flock, tough loss, and Sam was bad today. Let's, break out the worryometer or the worryometer, depending if you're in Australia or not. And how do you feel about Sam? The 3 categories for the audio listeners were, I'm not worried about Sam. We good. Number 2, I'm a little worried. Number 3, I don't think Sam can win a big game. So 48% of the biggest block of voters, they're at least a little worried. But if you also add up the percentage of folks that say, I don't think Sam could win a big game, which is 15%, we're at 63%. Basically 2/3 of the flockers out there, Brandon, are at least a little concerned with our QB after that 4 INT performance. What do you think?
I mean, if you're not at least a little worried after that, I applaud the 36% that are not worried at all. But man, I to watch what we watch and not be at least a little worried. I appreciate this 36%. I'm glad we have a solid group of optimists.
Yeah, I am too. What's on screen here? I'll say I pseudo appreciate it. We got Ram Faithful 39, who's been coming into some of our chats. And hey, what's up, Ram Faithful? Representing Ram fan everywhere. And he's saying that, that the Rams went vanilla because they got up. Like, dude, stop it. Stop. Stafford threw for 130. You only ran the ball 12 times with Kyron Williams. So if you're going to go vanilla, run the ball more. You were successful with Kyron Williams, but you ran it 12 times. So run the ball freaking more. Stafford got shut down. All the advanced metrics show it. Devontae Adams, we'll get into that a little bit later. Look, you won the game, and we're not going to take that away from you. You deserve to win the game because your defense came up with 4 turnovers. And when you do that, you're going to win football games.
And the most amazing punt that you'll see the entire NFL season.
It's a fantastic punt. But to come on and say that you guys went vanilla, just absolute balderdash, hogwash, everything that means, dude. You're taking the crazy pills again, Ram Faithful. We
see all in a couple narratives. And, Rams can stick to theirs.
And we'll see in a couple of weeks. It's okay. It's cool that you could be nervous about us, and look, it was a close game. You won. Tip the hat. Let's rock and roll. We got a little bit of news and notes that I thought was worthy of sharing before we get into the outs and the ins. And unfortunately, that is the order this week. But the big thing, Brandon, you were hustling and bustling around town. Earlier today, we saw Brady Henderson and others saying basically, hey, looks like Zabel avoided season-ending stuff. We're going to find out more later. But then just a few minutes ago, don't know if you saw this yet, Brandon, Mike McDonald was out on his press conference, and his exact words were, what he says is the words I heard were day-to-day for Zabel. He goes, that might be day-to-day. It might be a week. He's like, but it's significantly really, really good news. By the way, is that fresh news for you?
Yeah, I think, well, I heard that there was positive news with regard to Zabel. I hadn't heard the words day-to-day. We're all a little day-to-day, though, aren't we?
Well, that's still... it's positive news that he's not out for the year, but it could be some sort of a sprain that's like 2, 3, 4 weeks, maybe an IR stint, all the way ziplining or shooting, if it's shoots and laddering, I suppose, all the way up the board to what I heard was day-to-day. That's a big difference. So very
anything other than out for the season, it was going to be looked at a positive,
sure,
based on his reaction on the field.
Yes, absolutely. Writhing in pain and the big man rolling up on him. So with that, obviously it's the NDSU pedigree that he could heal so fast like the Wolverine. Good for him. So we're excited to get Zabel hopefully back, maybe even this week. But if you got to take a week off, the Titans is not a bad one. Take a week off on it's okay, I think. All right. So the last bit of news too, a little twofer with JSN. JSN becomes the first player in NFL history yesterday to have 75 or more yards in the first 10 games of the season. And while he did that, he eclipses 100 again, and he breaks Steve Largent's franchise record for the most 100-yard games in a season for our Seattle Seahawks. It's a twofer for JSN. If you had to choose one that got you more goose there, Brandon, which one's got you more excited?
Anytime you're the first player in the entire NFL to do something, that's pretty special. Even if it's a 75-yard marker, which is a completely arbitrary number that nobody ever really measures impressive games by. But we don't go, oh, man, he broke 75 yards for this game. That's nobody says that.
It's that model of consistency type thing, right?
Oh, sure.
So,
yeah.
which is
still the first player thing. That's impressive.
And did you realize that JSN got robbed of 11 yards yesterday? Are you aware of this?
11 yards?
11 receiving yards.
Specifically?
Yeah, very specific.
Okay, well, how did that happen?
So the little throw to the little throw bubble screen to JSN, they called it a run. Oh. They took away a reception. They took away 11 yards.
It was a backward pass.
Not maybe. I looked at it a couple times. If it's very, very, very arguable. I realize if a tie goes to a pass type thing. But they took away 11 yards. So
I thought that they literally forgot to count the yardage or something.
Well, in my brain, that's exactly what they did. They forgot to count the yardage. All right, so we're off to a fun start at least. For a crappy loss, we can still look at this, and there is a lot of good that came from it. But Brandon, we did not win. We do not start with an in. We don't get a Brandon. We don't get an MVC. Only winners get sprinkles. Tough, you know what? That's how it goes. So we got to start with an out. Are you ready to start looking at some of the warts?
Fine. You know what? I'm going to play the whammy, but you're not getting the manual whammy too.
I agree.
Oh, that was only the whammy. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's great. Well, we are live, folks. What can you do? We got Ryan 911.
We'll fix it in post. Don't worry.
Yeah. We got Ryan 911 coming in with the executive live producering that he does. A $9.99 super chat saying, still working, but looking forward to catching the ins later. I'll watch the outs too, but I'm not excited about them. Go Hawks. Yeah, we hear you, Ryan. Hey, man, thank you for doing that while you're working. I guess whistle while you work. That's what we like to do. Brandon, we got to get to this first out. But thank you very much, Ryan. I'm calling this first out a whole nother level. If you know the skit, you know the skit. It's great, but this is not great. Q2, 13:04 to go, 1st and 10. We got the ball, and we are on the Rams' 45-yard line. We're down 11 at this point. Whole nother level. We got the ball. We're on their side of the fence. What do you think we're going to look at? Any guesses?
How about one of our offensive linemen making a mistake?
Yeah, that's going to be it. So close enough. I'll give you that because there's not a lot of breadcrumbs on this one. What we're going to be looking at, I'll pull up on screen here, and I'll tell you this real quick, everybody flock. I'm circling Gray Zabel. Gray Zabel's getting the first out here in a bad run blocking.
That circle is not on Zabel, by the way.
Well, it's on. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, that's now. Hey, everybody live. Pretend that circle was on Zabel and you could actually see it because it was pinched in closer. All right, so that circle should be on Zabel. So watch the dude be below the circle. That's in dark shadow right now. But I had flagged this live, and I was like, all right, I always go back and look at the eye test and go, did I see what I thought I saw? Unfortunately, I did here, and I was going to run with this, whether or not he was injured or not, just kind of being fair to the premise of 3 in, 3 out. Let's run through this. We got a nice condensed formation. We got K9, 7 yards deep, and I'll run through it a few times. But Zabel is attempting to get to the second level on this one. He misses pretty bad. We see a few more angles. He really sticks with the combo block or the first block, like a little too long. Takes a while to get off there, and lets Landman just do a Landman maybe. Just do a little swim, slow it down here. Kind of sticks there. Just does not get to Landman in time. He fills the gap, and unfortunately for us, this happened quite a bit. And run blocking was okay. Zabel's been look. I'm very happy, very happy.
You nailed the circle the second time, though.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Well, I think there's gonna be a funny little tidbit about maybe the ghost in the machine that moved that circle up north that I'll highlight in just a second. But yeah, so we see here that second time through, he really kind of maybe just sticks a little too long, tries to get back to that second level, and kind of whiffs Brandon. So what are you seeing, bud?
Yeah, and with Landman, I mean, he's a good or Landman, as
the
I think
Landman.
it's properly pronounced.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good linebacker. So you can see he's got his eyes in the backfield. He's watching where K9's going. He sees the open hole, and so he is able to quickly move into it. And I think part of our expectations are high with Zabel, but with regard to his run blocking, he's had his moments of where it just hasn't looked great, and this highlights it here. And not a great day really for him overall in the run blocking game. So, but really for the whole offense. So
yeah,
he was ranked in terms of PFF grades, kind of down toward the bottom, along with Sam Darnold, Anthony Bradford, Robbie Oots also down there. Those are some guys that we don't want to be seeing down there.
No, we don't. I mean, again, we do come away with a cleanish sheet in the sense that there were no sacks. And of course, the argument or the talk of the town is, well, maybe there should have been a sack or two, and you take those instead of the interceptions, of course. With that, Zabel is a work in progress when it comes to his run blocking. His pass blocking, I think it's really, it's
been good.
It's been good to very good. It's transformed the team, and obviously we've taken the least amount of sacks in the entire league. So that is something that you just you cannot discount. It's awesome. The one thing I want to point out now, I'm not trying to pick on Anthony Bradford, but maybe the ghost in the machine. What I want you to watch out for, Brandon, is watch Bradford too. Okay, here we go. I was going to watch it. Okay.
Watch it.
All right. So Bradford was the guy that I actually flagged by accident, literally by accident. But watch this. So he's trying to get to the other linebacker, by the way. So you got two guards who need to get to the second level for a play to work in a Benton scheme where you got to have, athletic guards to get to the second level. And then watch what happens here. Oh, that's not good.
Whiffs too.
So
both of our guards whiff, and the two guys. Yeah.
What is that, Brandon? A little patty cake. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Congrats to Olu for taking Puna Ford out of the play. His dude didn't meet in the backfield against K9, so turning an out to an end. Good job, Olu.
This is a Tommy boy, right? You can imagine if they had, right? So if Zabel gets where he's going, and if Bradford could seal off the other linebacker, I mean, K9 had the right idea, right? He
had the hole.
Yeah, the hole was.
He didn't bounce it out on this one.
No, he did not. He was theoretically there. All right, that's the first out. It's not great. The bigger in is that Zabel is actually healthy. That is beyond huge. All right, there's always the silver lining. There was a lot of good stuff. Let's look at some of that good stuff, please. All right, this one's going to be quick, but we could talk about it as long as you'd like to, Brandon. I'd imagine with this kind of breadcrumb, you know exactly where we're going. In one, we're calling it 1 reception, 1 yard. Flagging this. This is a series of events, but we're just looking at Q1 109. Rams are on the 1 friggin' yard line. Who do you think we're looking at?
Well, this, I believe, is the Devontae Adams touchdown, but I don't feel like it would go into the in column.
Right, for sure. So correct. The play before that is Tariq making a beautiful one-on-one play here. So we're highlighting, I got the right highlight that time. So we just great coverage throughout the day. Yes, Devontae Adams, literally his line is 1 reception, 1 yard, and 1 touchdown. And that's all he gets for the entire day. So while we're only highlighting 1 play, I did want to call out Tariq that, hey, if you're shutting down, this is a future Hall of Famer who still has a lot left in the tank. He scored his 10th touchdown of the year on that 1 reception. I believe it was his 10th. He's been really good this year for the Rams. And I just want to open the conversation, open up to you, talk about what you saw from Tariq and really maybe the DB room with regards to shutting down Stafford and Puka and a pretty darn good air attack.
Yeah, well, I think part of it too, I give a lot of credit to the pressure they're able to get on Stafford. He is not used to. He's been relatively clean this year, and so for the guys up front, I'm thinking Nwosu and Leonard Williams, and gosh, we saw some good stuff from the guys up front, and it rushed some of those throws by Stafford. So great coverage here by Woolen. He gave up 3 catches on the day, which, of all the guys in the defensive backs, that was the most. Unfortunately, he did have that 1 touchdown, but, if you would have told me 1 touchdown, 1 yard for Devontae Adams, and that would be his entire stat line for the day, I would take it.
Yeah, right. And this is also, we got to remember, after the Seahawks have been giving the ball away in either our deep red zone or interceptions on our side of the field, right? So this is the culmination. The very next play is that little slant to Devontae where they do score, where I think Leo actually gets a tiny bit of his paw on that ball too, and it still makes it through. And Nwosu is almost there because he's kind of doing like a sim thing and backing away. The Rams just executed it better, and you're not going to, a little in like that where the ball is right on time. Besides mugging the person, you're not going to defend that. So it is, but Tariq, I think, has really been playing very good football these last couple of weeks. And the more and more opportunities that he gets to go play man, he's shining. So that bodes very well for, I think, the rest of our season here. So just a little shout out for Tariq, because in a game like this with all the glaring errors on offense and then a lot of the good stuff happening between DeMarcus Lawrence and Nwosu, et cetera, I don't think anybody was really talking about Tariq's game, but if you give up 1 yard to a future Hall of Famer who's still got juice in the tank, a lot of juice, now I'm going to call you out. So we are there, my man. All right. Let us take it on. We got more outs. Let's do the dance. Okay. If you hated the first part, wait till you see this. So, okay. I'm calling this one Sequence of Death, and strap in. So we kick a field goal at the end of the half. Some folks in our Discord, we're arguing, and I'm not saying right, wrong, or indifferent. I thought the right play was to take the field goal, take the points, make it 14-9 for sure, because we're getting the ball at halftime. Like, cool, we're 1 score down. Let's go get a touchdown, or go get more points. And we are in this game, and especially in a first half where we could have been eradicated in that first half. So I thought the first half was like, hey, that stunk, but we are in it, which was kind of the whole game, actually. This is how we decide to come out for the third quarter. So I'm going to say right now that one of my kind of general observations, and shout out to Amy Holmes, she was talking about this last night. In general, like she dropped these stats. Let me just find them real quick because they're good. Oh, where'd they go? Yeah, we were 36 non-play action dropbacks versus 9 play action. And we were in shotgun, and that was non-play action dropbacks, like straight dropbacks. And we were in shotgun a lot. It seemed to me like a bit of a regression in the game plan. And I haven't heard really good reasons why. I know the Rams stayed in some of the, they would jam some dudes up and then drop 2 guys off. They were doing their own versions of sim pressure. I heard Cooper Kupp talk about that. But we're down 5. We come out of the half with the ball. The Rams kicker cannot kick the ball anywhere but the end zone, by the way. So every time they kick off, we're getting the ball at the 35-yard line. Every single time. The guy hit the goalpost one time, right? He's not even trying. They're like, just kick it in the end zone. Okay. So we get the ball to 35, and let me just put this up on screen. Make sure it's the right one. So here's where I start to get angry. So do you see what the lineup that we're starting with here, Brandon? I'll freeze over here. There we go.
It looked like they were about to go under center with the fullback and in this kind of I formation, right? This
looks great. This looks really good, right? If we're a team, we ran the ball pretty well in the first half. Again, not as much play action, but
And this is the first play coming out of halftime. First play.
Wait, right. So then it goes, what are we doing? What are we doing?
What?
Why?
Now we're going empty.
So we go empty.
Now we're going empty, and Oots is out wide.
Yeah. So we got Robbie Oots, the 4-4 burner that he is, and K9 in the slot, and we got 4 wide of the sudden.
I don't mind K9 in the slot.
No, I don't mind that either. I just mind us. I hate us trying to out trick ourselves here. It's like, go do what you're good at. So we'll run this play for, remember, this is the sequence of death, right? So this is just play 1. So Sam's got plenty of time. And by the way, why does Sam have time? Because I think it's Landman. Yep. Watch 53 here. Oh, he already signaled. He signaled in the other one. So he sees what's happening. He taps all the players and says, okay, guys, just they're spread wide. The Rams rush 3.
Right.
They're dropping back 8. Nobody is open. And this is just basically a throwaway, right? So, I mean, whether he's trying to, target him or not. Okay. Now it's 2nd and 10. And in my heart of hearts, my brain, I'm like, dear Lord, now that you did that, don't just run on 2nd and 10. Like, you committed to, commit to the bit. Commit to the bit. Don't run on 2nd and 10. Now we're in condensed formation, and here we go.
Now we're running.
Now run the ball. Now run the ball.
Ooh.
And
this is one of the ones he probably should not have bounced.
It's debatable. We'll see in a second. Like, here's a good angle, right?
So this is a better angle.
They bring, I think it's Arroyo Emoshi, who ends up coming back across to
felt
chop
like
block.
He could cut back behind Zabel on that first look.
Yeah, so I highlight Cross and Landman as I touch the screen, because you guys could see me touch my screen. But I highlight those two because I think if Cross executes his block on Landman, then K9's got the lane. But Landman's, he played good. And this is a very tough assignment to ask Cross to get across his face.
Sure. And
knowing the gap that Landman's about to go fill. So watch that matchup specifically. And if we stop it right here, I don't think K9's wrong to cut this back. He's a special back. Like, he's got 2 linebackers, Cross is beat. And maybe he plows ahead and gets 2 or 3 yards. Maybe that's okay. And that's not bad. but I don't think
Yeah,
that
you
was
got
the actual wrong decision there.
yeah. Arroyo was laying down on the ground.
Well, yeah, Arroyo does a chop block. He
Yeah.
takes out Verse. So there's a reason he's down, but then he does try to get back up to his own credit.
He does, but I don't think the Verse was out of the play. See, I was thinking that the cutback there was then behind Barner, but
Gotcha. Yeah, but that's not there either. Yeah, that gets killed too.
I think he would have gotten more yardage than bouncing it out though. He would have gotten 3 had he cut back behind.
Yeah,
Barner,
getting 3 would be okay, right? But again, this is K9, and K9 does special things. And if we execute on the outside here a bit better too, then maybe he's actually going for a few. But he goes nowhere. All right, so now it's third down. And now we're back in shotgun. And what did I highlight there? Let's see. I want to make sure I get that.
3rd 9. You can kind of figure that this is a down that makes sense. Like the threat of the run, the Rams really aren't likely to respect that.
Well, no, I understand that, but what I don't love is the execution here. So I highlight Bradford and Sharps, and that's Verse way out there. This is the interception. So we start empty, nothing. We run the ball in 2nd and 10 as predictable as you can be. And here we don't protect against a stunt. And I don't know if this is Bradford who should just pass off to Cross and pass off to Lucas and come back to Verse, or Charbonnet needs to understand and see that Verse took an inside path and he has to stay home. I don't know. Maybe somebody else with a bit more X's and O's knows, but I do know this is a terrible result. And Sam gets absolutely destroyed. Should have dirted the ball, but Charbonnet's out to the right there. Can't even see him at this point. Verse get a clean shot, and it's picked.
Or take the sack at that point.
Yeah, or take the sack, right? Just take the sack and punt the ball, right? So it was such a bad series, and Kubiak's been very good scripted. So this was very disappointing, and also we immediately shot ourselves in the foot by not being, I think, who we actually intend to be and who we said we're going to be. I really wanted to put this on tape and have and open it up for some discussion for you, dude.
Yeah, well, first I'd like to thank Samuel Gilbert coming in with a $4.99 super chat. So we've got a couple of our live executive producers with us today, and yeah, this entire series, I think you're right. I think if they don't come out, try and get a little bit cute on that first down initially, I could see them going into the half and going, okay, we want to do something a little bit different to start the half to maybe try and confuse their defense. It did not work. And I'm more with you. I think that, line up, play your game, shift maybe more toward the run game. Like, it seemed to start to work in the second half. Don't try and get cute.
That's exactly what I think they did. So while the glaring cuteness was kind of not as evident, right? It wasn't the Jalen Milroe stuff. There was this cuteness which bugged the crap out of me. And then one we're not, that we're not talking about here, but I think is brought up a little later, is also the cuteness on the barnyard. Do it the way you've been successful. Don't do one where you're sending guys out in motion, unless you're going to do something like the Ravens did, where you're actually running like kind of a
jet sweep off of it.
Yeah. So it was frustrating. And I know Amy was calling this stuff out in the Discord. So good job by her for flagging some of this. And thanks for the stats that you provided too. Okay. That's going to be the most hellish part. It is what it is. We got a little too cute and we got burnt. Let's be who we freaking say we are and who we're good at being. All right, let's get to it. All right, Brandon, I'd like to throw the music stuff in there. So I'm calling this one In the Jukebox, baby. But I'm not trying to sing it like B-52's there, but just put another dime in the jukebox. And we're looking at Q3, 6:47 to go. Rams got the ball. They're up 14-12. They're at their own 48, so basically midfield, and it's 1st and 10. What I will say is this series, it's 1st and 10 right here. This series results in a punt, and we get the ball back only down to, with obviously plenty of time to go. Do you have any idea who we're looking at about the jukebox?
Oh, I do not. DeMarcus Lawrence. We should highlight him.
He was really good, and I don't have him at all today.
Oh,
So
man. Okay.
another player who I don't think was quite as outstanding, if I circled the right guy this time, but this is Mafe out on the edge, whether that's a 7, I think it's like a 9 technique all the way out there, that far flanked out. What's really nice about this is you're going to see one of the Rams for, I think it's maybe it's Davis, because I don't know this dude, and I know it's not Parkinson, and maybe it's Higbee, I don't know. But either way, Ram tight end coming in motion, and Mafe really just out athletes him for a nice -3 tackle for a loss here. And we're going to see a couple of really cool angles that are even better than this one, but super athletic play. Busts in. I'm not even sure if it's Corum or Kyron. I don't care. I guess I don't know. It doesn't matter to me.
Corum.
Yep, that's Corum. Okay. So, and we'll see it in slow motion here as well, but really nicely done by Mafe. Takes an inside jab, makes that move, and doesn't even
I love it when their tight ends block air.
Like they do it too, right? So, yeah. Really nice play by Mafe, not even touched. But this was big because, again, the next play I think is an incomplete pass, or they try to run. They get maybe a few yards. I forget the exact sequence clearly. And I know it's 3rd and long. I think it's 3rd and 13, and that's incomplete, and they have to punt and we get the ball back. So, it's these little catalysts that when you win first down, you put teams behind the sticks, especially with this defense. Very often it ends up in us getting the ball back in one fashion or another. So while Mafe didn't have like a huge screaming day, this is a big play at a big moment, and I wanted to make sure we talked about it.
Yeah, and you can kind of see as he fakes a little bit of an inside move as the tight end's coming around the edge there, and he thinks that he has to stop and take that more inside route, and then Mafe just steps right around him. He did. Mafe, you say quiet, but in terms of PFF, they took note. He was the 2nd highest graded Seahawks defensive player, up there with Derek Hall and Nick Emanwari, right in between those two. So
nice.
2 pressures on the day, and he did have that nice tackle for a loss.
Very cool. Very cool. Cool to hear that PFF saw this and other stuff too, because I guess my eyes were more fixated on, I thought, Nwosu and DeMarcus Lawrence. I didn't look at the PFF grades. I thought that DeMarcus Lawrence and Nwosu maybe would have graded out better. Maybe it's just the amount of they had some more splashy stuff.
D-Law was right up there too, but he did have at least 1 missed tackle. Oh, he had 2 missed tackles that brought him down. But still top 5 day for DeMarcus Lawrence. And then Nwosu, what did he get picked on? He just kind of interesting. Yeah, he had the 2 stops. It felt like a good day for him, but they had him kind of middle of the pack.
Okay, well, I mean, the first quarter we didn't tackle well, so there was some. Kobe had some misses. It sounds like D-Law had some misses that were. And
Nwosu was one, actually, in terms of tackling, though, he was top 5 graded out for Uchenna. So
gotcha. All right. Well, this was a real nice play at a big moment. Type of play that often can help you win a game like this. It didn't go that way, but certainly not Mafe's fault. We're going to highlight stuff like that on 3 and 3 outs. We got one more out. You know what to do. You knew what to do. Look at you.
Supposed to keep talking, so that way we didn't have to get to another out. But.
Delays. We're going to call this one decisions. And we said earlier, we're going to talk a little bit about Sam. We won't go crazy here. With that, we got to talk a little bit about Sam. Otherwise, we're not doing anybody any justice. There was 4 of them, right? So to look at one, and this is one to me, there was some egregious interceptions. This one I really couldn't stand because Q4, 10:55, it's 3rd and 3. 3rd and 3, we're on the 36. First of all, identity-wise, you are in 4 down territory. It's 3rd and 3. Mm-hmm. Brandon, what do you think I would like us to do on 3rd and 3?
Run the ball.
Run the freaking ball.
3rd and 3
It's just
they've had success.
I know.
With it too.
I know. There was a drive earlier where K9 gets a 7-yarder on 2nd down, and then they're 3rd and 3, give it right back to him. And K9 was really good yesterday. By the way, you missed the Mike McDonald presser today. He was asked about K9. Basically, they're like, "Hey, K9 looked really kind of in his groove yesterday. What did you see?" McDonald kind of gave an answer that was like, "Yeah, he was really special, and he's deserving of more snaps." Essentially, was the way he framed it. So maybe finally, because one of my other general observations was, why does Charbonnet get the ball on toss sweeps and the crackbacks are working? It's like he's got time, but That's not his game. He takes forever and a day to get going wide. Meanwhile, it's just it's a little
in some ways, like you have to not tip your hand to the defense that only when Charbonnet is running, then we're running in between the tackles.
I agree. I agree with that. And I actually wrote down the "they might be Giants" quote. I said, comparing that, I said, does he get wet or does the wet get him instead? Like, which one is it? Right. So is it because the defense knows it's Sharps and they could be like, okay, he's not that speedy to the outside, therefore we could play a certain way. And if it was K9, they would play it differently because he's clearly faster to the edge. So maybe that's a thing. All right, but we're looking at decisions here, and it is out in the 3. So what we're going to be poking at, we see Arroyo. Arroyo's already come in motion, or he's about to come in motion. Yep. So we bring an Arroyo in motion, and what I think Sam's looking at is the little subtle movement from the linebackers here. So he's probably thinking, okay, I got a matchup I love. I've got an athletic tight end and Arroyo on a linebacker. I've got a seam route here. I think we all know what's coming. This is the one where Greg Olsen tries to convince America that this is Arroyo's fault. Now, maybe in some capacity, Arroyo could run a better route. But do you know what Sam should not be doing with this ball, Brandon?
Yeah, throwing into multiple defenders. And Sam, I don't know what Greg Olsen was trying to get to, that he was then supposed to run to the outside of the linebacker, and then Greg Olsen did play tight end, so he knows more about playing tight end than anybody. Maybe he was supposed to go around the linebacker and then cut in front of the safety, but and if that's what he was supposed to do, he did a very poor job of doing it.
That was his point. And again, Greg Olsen's very likely to make the Hall of Fame. So he's, he wasn't good for us, but doesn't mean he wasn't a really good tight end. I understand all that, but that's like thinking that Arroyo's 3-cone is JSN's 3-cone and he could magically weave his way in between this. It's just not the right read. And what makes it, I think we go to the all-22 look here, what makes it not the right read, which we're going to look at in a second. Yeah, you just saw it.
He watches it the whole way.
Well, yeah, he watches it the whole way, but also right in front of him
is K9.
This is K9. I mean, right there. Right there. He's got linebacker Lemon, who again is good, but
he's 6 yards off of him.
If that ball's out on time, and I show one more angle, not while he's turning and pirouetting. Let's see. I think I show one more where we show the field again. Yeah, here we go. Like if that ball's out, like as soon as he takes that little hop step, boom, right there, right?
Right there. And he's got all that space toward the sideline.
This is easy. This is easy stuff. He gets fixated on this Arroyo seam.
Mm-hmm.
And that's late, right? By the way, the freeze frame. That ball should be already in K9's hands, and he's burning towards those, the sticks.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Barner, if he actually,
I think Barner's less open. Yeah.
No, but because.
Yes, if he takes time to read, but I think
he's fitted in that window before.
Oh no, you're right. Barner is coming.
He was fitting it into the window to Barner like all day long.
Yeah, practically. That's true. I mean, Barner's coming open if he sticks with it a little longer and makes the way through the progression. But there is, there's some. I know it's dark now, but there's some noise at his feet too.
Yeah,
you can see it there. There is some noise at his feet pretty early, which is fine because there is some crumple zone pressure there.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I'm okay with him not finding Barner on the backside this time because he did it 10 times in the game. What I'm not okay with is that you just don't take your check down. That is, it's so easy. It's so accessible.
No, when he hits his back foot, there's zero reason to go to Arroyo.
Yeah, none. So, I know there's a wide spectrum of Sam defense, and he's the worst quarterback of all time, and we can't ever win a game with him. But I think things could be very, very true that he played poorly. He made some bad decisions, and I wanted to highlight this one because I just thought I hated the off platform, off back foot to cup. That was bad. The jump one was obviously not good. I actually think this one might be the worst, and the time frame of doing this in the fourth quarter when it's 3rd and 3.
Let's call up Greg. I want to find out how this is Arroyo's fault.
By the way, my timestamp says LA 36. Seattle is not on LA 36. So just want to
Oh,
frame that to say,
no,
I think
nobody would have noticed that had you not
well,
pointed it
yeah,
out.
but I do, and I want to be accurate with it. So I think I clipped the wrong timestamp for that. So I do apologize for that. With that said, I still want to run the ball on 3rd and 3. Okay, so that was our outs, but there's one saving grace, Brandon, that comes along with not winning games, and do you know what that is?
We get to end with an in.
We get to end with an in. So let's do that. Let's end with an in. Okay. This is a breadcrumb. We would call this in the biz. So we're calling this one in 3, Mamba Dash and Mash. Rams are up 21-19. We are at the 2-minute warning. And at this point, boy, we still have hope. Don't give me hope. It's a dangerous thing, right? So Q4, 2 minutes to go. 2nd and 10, and the Rams are basically midfield. I have an inkling at least who we're about to watch.
Oh, it'd have to be Kobe Bryant, who is the only Mamba that LA has ever known.
Exactly. All right, perfect stuff there. So what's kind of cool about this? We see Kobe back there. We got two high safeties there, right? And what's nice about this play is just earlier in the game, the Rams ran the same play, and Ernest Jones bites on it. He dives at the running back, tailback, and Puka goes around the end for something quite successful. Rams try it again, but this time the outside does a lot better job, and Kobe just does a very sound job of playing professional football. Big stop. I always like to highlight things where this led to something else. It was kind of the start of something else. Look, another play later, there's an incomplete pass, and we get the ball back. We get the ball back with a chance to win the game. Greatest punt of all time. Sucks, but Kobe did his job. Defense certainly did their job, and wanted to call it out.
It was also a good bounce back. I think like you said, the other tackle that he kind of whiffed on a little bit earlier. Kobe did finish top 5 in PFF grades as well, and really nice way he drives to Puka and gets him down. Just the speediness of it. And as Julian Love's flashing up on the screen, I do have to say, like, after that first quarter, I had my concerns that this was going to be a defense missing Julian Love game, because it felt like there were so many of those fits that just I would have counted on Love being there in the hole and making a tackle. And then the defense played 3 straight quarters and made me forget all about that first quarter it was relatively atrocious.
Yeah, great call too. Exciting that we'll be getting him back pretty soon, at least hopefully, right? Hopefully fairly soon. Because you're right, Julian Love, he can make the outstanding Ty Okada-like play. Clearly had a couple of years ago, right? Some amazing interceptions. Get the Eagles game, I want to say. He had those 2 killer picks before the JSN tutty from Locke to win it. He can make the outstanding play. And he's just all day long consistently good at his job too. He's just in the right place. He's rarely out of position. And it was feeling that way. Good call out. One other thing I'll go back to the wide angle here because I think it's kind of fun to see. One other thing to highlight too, he's not obviously highlighted though, is if you could pick up Nwosu. Nwosu does a really good job. He's the one driving the wide receiver back there too. So he's playing
I was noticing Woolen too is setting the edge.
He does pretty well too,
which makes Puka then have to cut it back to that lane that Kobe fills.
Yeah, it's very well defended. So Nwosu is pushing, I think it's a tight end, squarely back. It makes the other flank guy, whoever that is, go around him, and which makes Tariq's job a little easier, which all kind of bides time for Kobe to have such a clean shot. So it's not just like this happening in isolation. It's really good defense. This is this is a Super Bowl defense. That's this team. This is a defense that
they were really vanilla here, but though by the time the Rams were running this play, the offense was so vanilla.
So vanilla with your 13. By the way, did you know they invented 13 personnel? Did you know that?
I believe I heard that.
Yeah.
I heard the number 13. I had never heard it before with regard to the game of football. And I'm very glad that they pointed that out over and over.
They invented 13 personnel because
very vanilla style offense too.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Because they're just that much of a genius. So we're gonna get ours back. With all that, we gotta win. Sam and the team have got to figure out a way to win the big games. Look, and the criticism is going to be there. And this is the story. This is Sam's story until he has a chance to write a new chapter. And it's going to be amazing if and when he does that. And all things can be true that right now, the story in the NFL is in the biggest moments, he has not played great. Now, he had, and I was talking to you and Adam last night, I thought he played really strong games last year against Green Bay. He played a really good game against San Francisco earlier in the year last year, where San Francisco was, hot as a pistol, and they were the NFC Super Bowl team the year previous, right? Before all the injuries. And then he played really well against us and some others. So I think he's played good and played in big games. But so far as a Seahawk, it's the Niners, it's the Bucks, and now it's the Rams. Those are our 3 losses, and we lose by a combined 7-9 points in those 3 games, right? I think
I'm not going to get into a cherry picking contest with you as to what constitutes a good game versus a bad game. But I will say, going back to the poll that you had earlier,
yes,
the people who are optimistic about Sam, I can understand it from the perspective of the way that game ended. Because with the Seahawks getting pinned back on the 1-yard line, at that point, I think after seeing the 4 interception game, we were thinking, oh, this is over. We're at the 1. There's 0 chance that we're even going to be in position to kick a field goal with the amount of time that we have left on the clock. Now, I'm sure we are all hopeful, but I think that was the general sense, was that, oh, we are done now. And then for him to make that drive, to get it into position, to at least be able to attempt a 61-yarder, that I think lightens up the worryometer.
I think so too. And I'm still pretty darn bullish that Sam is a good quarterback. For the record, I am not throwing Sam out with the Seahawks bathwater here. I think we're very nicely aligned for a get right game, and let him go get right. And against Tennessee, get to 8-3, and then then it's Minnesota, then it's the Falcons. The Falcons just took on some big injuries, so we'll see what these next 2 to 3 games hold for us. I think it's a nice groove to take a tough loss, take your lumps, kind of go back to your neutral corner, and then have 1, 2, or 3 games in a row where you're just a better team and you could out execute. That would right a lot of the wrongs and get Sam prepared for the stretch where it goes Colts and then Rams in a matter of 4 or 5 days, right after that. So
you at least consider the Colts game coming up though to be a big game.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, also let's see what the next 3 weeks hold for those 2 different franchises. Absolutely, and it's going to be a nice test, and probably the best test so far. Falcons will be a nice test for our run D again, because with Kirk Cousins back there, Penix is probably out for the year. They're going to run the ball a lot, and they got 2 good running backs, and they have a good run blocking offensive line. That'll be a very nice test. Obviously, the Colts love running the football, and they get under center, and they've got a phenomenal tight end, and obviously an MVP candidate with Jonathan Taylor, and a great offensive line. So back-to-back weeks there. It's going to be very, very interesting to see, how this defense, our defense, continues to hopefully hold up and just be really, really stellar against teams that can control clock. So those are the ins, those are the outs. Brandon, before we get to From the Flock, where we're going to look at the ins and outs from our Discord, what do you want to ask people to potentially do?
Yeah, I will ask people that if they want to help support this show, they enjoy what they're doing, they enjoy what we're doing, they get value out of what we present each and every week throughout the week. If you want to help support it, you can go to getintheflock.com. A couple bucks a month and above, get you into our Discord channel. And we've got a channel From the Flock where we're going to highlight what everyone who has followed along with us throughout the game, what they were saying were ins and outs.
The only other, I'd say, silver lining, I love when we get so many of these, but obviously in a loss, there's just less. There's just less people are willing to go in there because, it's like buying insurance. You don't want to do it. You just got to do it sometimes. But we got Right Hand Dan kicking us off saying, out. The game seemed to have started 45 minutes late, ? I don't recall the first quarter happening. Yeah, bad first quarter there. I'll run this page. We got Josh DeHuman saying, out. Third time this season, Lucas has allowed pressure hit on Darnold, and it resulted in a turnover. We're going to see a couple people talking about Lucas having kind of a shaky game. I actually didn't see it, but I also did not get to rewatch the entire game today. But obviously some flockers did, which is why From the Flock is such a valuable section. We got Car saying, following up their interception with one of her own, we're still in this. I'm assuming she means the peanut punch from Now, but really quickly there, I was assured that Landman was the only person in the universe who could do the peanut punch. I was all week long. I was assured he was the only person who could do it.
He is the new Peanut, apparently.
Yeah.
And
so when Kobe did it,
he has caused a lot of fumbles this year, though. Like it was, he was worthy of the praise, I suppose. But
well, I mean,
Kobe also very good at it.
Kobe's done it for like 3 years.
He has.
And they haven't seen the national media, glazing him that, oh my gosh, and when they're running 13 personnel and he does the peanut punch, the Landman
I love
time.
that they pointed out, though, that it was Puka's first in, I don't know, forever.
Yeah. That was cool. And we got Paul King in. Zabel getting beat initially, but kept working to get back and make the block before his man can get to Darnold. I don't exactly know what timestamp that is there, but in my heart of hearts, I want to remember that fondly.
Going to Godzilla Hawk, out. Cooper Kupp, Sam Darnold, and Clint Kubiak. In Mike McDonald and the D. The defense definitely cooking, especially for 3 of the quarters. The offense maybe combined for a quarter, so right to point that out there. Design Pete's Beach House Amy, she's joining us live as well. Out. Fans not calling out Clint Kubiak for his crazy shotgun game when we bitched out Grubb for the same thing last year. 36 non-play action dropbacks versus 9 play action. And Carr with the out. K9's breakaway touchdown coming back. The way he bounced it out, the way he got in the end zone. And yes, for it to come back due to a Callerup holding call. Very, very impressive.
Just so I want to say thanks to Amy again, she threw those stats in there, but her and I saw this very similarly. Anything from you, like I didn't hear much in the press conference. They kind of talked about it a little bit, I think, but I haven't heard a good reason that those stats were what they were, that we were like 50% less play action than we had been throughout the year. Sans the first game. Any idea why?
The reason why I would think to do it against the Rams with their pass rushing defensive line is that just to give Sam the better picture from being back in shotgun and giving him an opportunity to not turn his back to the defense as often. And so I think that would be the reason why you do it. But again, it goes back to what you've had success with versus the identity that you want to have. Why go away from that unless the defense is giving you a reason during the game and that you have to adjust into it. And I didn't see a reason to why they would then have to adjust into it. But I see me coming in with a 49.99 with the super chat. Happy to support this pod. Let's get right. Zabel news is a relief. I believe in Sam overcoming his turnover issues. Have faith. Go Hawks. Go 12s. Thank you to me, who I'm always happy to see coming in to chat.
Wow. Thank you, me. That is very, very generous of you. And we certainly appreciate that. That's an amazing super chat. And yeah, I think the part about from me's, comment there about having a little faith, I think that's spot on, right? 7-3 is 7-3. Not the toughest schedule down the stretch here. Sure, some teams could surprise, like the Panthers are playing better football, et cetera, et cetera. But we're well suited to go win, 11 games and maybe an upside of 12 plus still. So we have to execute. You don't just get W's handed to you in the NFL, but still very, very good possibility that we're staring down 11 plus wins, which is really solid. So have some faith. Thank you, me. And
I just want to point out too, Donovan knows how to play this game, how to turn an out to an in, going off of Carr's out. An in, running K9 inside the red zone. How about that? We did get to see some K9 runs in the red zone for, finally. Yeah,
well, the one that was called back was a beautiful run. And Callerup does hold. It's not that it's ticky-tacky, it's slight, but he's in the wrong position. He's tugging at the wrong piece of equipment, wrong piece of cloth.
Yeah.
And the ref sees it. It had nothing to do with the play, but it doesn't matter. A hold's a hold. They called it properly. K9's run on that freaking callback touchdown is ridiculously talented. And then he gets the ball at the 1 yard line. And Brandon, lo and friggin' behold, Brandon, the guy who's good whenever he touches the ball is good at the 1 yard line too. It's go figure that he could find a hole, a crevice, a crack, and burst into the end zone for 6.
Yeah. More K9 in the red zone, please.
Just more K9.
Overall, yeah, sure.
And we did see some more K9 when it came to catching the ball, which was good. All right. So we got, I think it's Sheena Nickens, I would say. Maybe Shayna, but I'd say Sheena Nickens. Out clock management on that final drive. This is an ugly win if the O picked up the pace a bit to get another 10-ish yards. It was frustrating. It was like, guys, we got to go. We got to go a little faster. Mm-hmm. Yes, we still get a 61-yarder, but to Sheena's points, what if that's a 55-yarder? All right, we got Northwest Gambit out, missed tackles on defense. The Rams offense were able to outmuscle the defense on crucial downs to get yak, especially early. Out, Anthony Bradford have a turnstile out there, would slow down the opposing defense more. He wasn't particularly great yesterday. In the defensive line being absolutely dominant when it counts. So many stops in Kobe Bryant peanut punch, although Lamb is the only person who could do that in the world, but good job, Northwest Gambit. And I like this one from Gornish Slick. In defense allowed Adams only 1 catch. Of course, we covered that earlier. 1 catch for exactly 1 yard.
Got Sam Gelber with the in. This was going to be my in. Oh, shoot.
Oh, you know what? Skip that. I forgot to drag that to the last slide. No big deal. Yep.
You put it on the screen and I'm going to read it.
I hear you. Oh, whale's vagina. I understand.
Go bleep yourself, San Diego. Nate Schutz out. Does it really need to be said? In defensive heart. After 4 picks, they go out every play and compete for every inch. Nice to see from the defense out there and trying to slow him down. In throwing to K9 out of the backfield. More of this. He's one of the most explosive players we have. Get him out in space. And Hawk Van Dyke. It may be popular to pin this on Sam, but he was under heavy pressure all game, much of which came from the right side. So Lucas should be shamefully wearing the big out. Interesting, when I went back and looked at some of the pressure stats from the offensive line, because I was kind of expecting it to be more from that right side too. And I was really surprised to see that 5 pressures and came from Charles Cross and 2 from Zabel. So actually 7 of the 12 pressures came from the left side of the line. 2. So unless they were watching it in reverse, only 2 pressures came or were at least attributed to Abe Lucas and Bradfield. So yeah, throwing Christian Haynes too. He had 1. So 8 pressures of the 12 from the left side.
Yeah. So, I thought it was interesting that 2 different people called out Lucas and 2 folks that I think have a critical eye and watch the game carefully. So I probably will still rewatch this one more time fully through.
He was hit twice. The 2 quarterback hits both came from the right side. So more pressure from the left, but more actual guys getting to the quarterback.
Okay. I mean, the one that we looked at earlier where he gets crushed is the interception where he's trying to go to JSN, and that's absolutely not on Lucas. Like either Bradford's
got been either Lucas or Bradford.
It's got to pass it.
To Sharps.
That was not Lucas. It was it was either going to be Sharps or Bradford has to pass.
They may have given him each one for just that one play.
But again, this is why From the Flock is cool, because people see it and they're going to throw it in there, which is awesome. And then sometimes when I actually put the right stuff on the right page,
there we go.
It helps out. So
it makes so much more sense.
Makes a little more sense now, right? Not just with no context, right? So Amy again designed Pete's Beach House, saying in EJ standing behind his QB, and she put the image out there with Ernest Jones's choice quotes. We're not going to quote that live, of course, but hey, stand up for your guy. And Sam Gelber was saying this was going to be my in, and Sam had some nice prose about leadership and what it means to kind of stand behind your dude like that. So I did like that part as well. And we got Guru Fancy Pants to close us out. Brandon, you want to take Guru Fancy Pants?
I will take some guru fancy pants as the out is I lost track of how many missed tackles there were after I counted 15 in about 3 plays. If I wanted to watch noodle slapping meat, I make spaghetti bolognese. Out, you just wanted me to read that, didn't you? Out, pitch, toss plays backwards to running backs who then run 20 plus yards toward the short side of the field while behind the line of scrimmage to gain 0 positive yards.
Yeah, not sure if he's flagging canine there on the one we looked at earlier, the cutback.
I mean, I don't think Charbonnet's doing that.
I suppose, yeah. Charbonnet's just going as fast as he can, and he played fine. I'm just in the let's get the ball more to our most dynamic players, and K9 is definitely one of them. Well, we had some fun anyway, Brandon. So this is, I think, the catharticness of 3 and 3 out, if that's a word, is that we could, in a loss, we could look at it, we could stare some of the crap in the face and talk about it honestly, get some great opinions from the flock, look at some of the nooks and crannies of the in stuff that went really right, that we did really, really well, even in a loss. And we get to kind of now officially turn the page and start getting ready for, I don't know, maybe a trip to Nashville where the Seahawkers podcast is going to freaking Nashville, bud.
We're going to Nashville. I don't know what it means for next Monday's show, but you know what? We got plenty of time to figure that out. We're going to be there, and we're going to be watching our Seahawks play in the Music City. It's going to be glorious.
It's going to be a lot of fun. If you had fun, like, subscribe, share this at 1212s. It means so much more than you know. And look, I looked before we hopped on, we are 82 subscriptions away from our next milestone. Each and every milestone is big to us. So if you want to be one of those next 82, if you're joining us for the first time, you made it all the way to the end of this and you had some fun and learned maybe a thing or two, hit that subscribe. It costs you nothing, but it means a ton to us. Brandon, I am excited. I've never been to Nashville. I'm fired up for it. I'm watching the weather intently. It looks like it might be raining on Sunday. Did you see that?
Come on.
I know. It's like the whole reason. But Friday looks gorgeous. I know you're flying in Friday. Saturday looks amazing. So Saturday looks great. And but let's see. Let's get a very, very quick live weather report because everybody loves this. Oh, wait. Hey, believe it or not, guess what happened?
We've shifted to catharticness.
We're full catharticness now. Sunday. Let me make sure I'm in the right town. Nashville, Tennessee, the right state. Now we're looking at bright sun, 63 degrees at kickoff and sun.
And it's going to stay that way from now until we get there.
And I think with that,
there's only one thing left to say.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.